I love rentals. Thank you for joining me, everybody. My name is Rich Lennon. It's growing the money on every weekday morning. We're doing summertime hours here from 9 to 9:10, and we're going to talk today about rentals. I know sometimes I come down hard on rentals. I know my social media is such that I point out the hardships of rentals, and some people mistake that for me being I don't like rentals at all, that I don't think that they have a place, and that I'm just crushing on them all the time. That's not correct. So I just want to talk about it a little bit today. I think rentals are a fantastic way to grow wealth. Or not to grow wealth, to create wealth. I think the rentals are a great place to create wealth. And so when that time where you buy a home, you buy it at a discount, you go and then you do a refinance on that property. It's commonly referred to, of course, as the BRRRR. You buy it, you renovate it, you rent it, you refinance it, and you repeat it. And you can do that over and over and over again. And I promise you, I did a lot of BRRRRs, and rentals are the single thing that should be credited most with creating wealth for myself and my family. I just suggest on a lot of my posts that there becomes a time where the equity inside your rental slows down your overall growth of wealth. And so I try to point that out. And sometimes that comes across as I'm just crushing on rentals. So I just kind of want to get on here this morning and say that's not the case. It's 2025. I'm going to buy rentals this year. And I'm going to buy rentals in a market that maybe rentals are becoming a little less ideal than they once were in terms of cash flow and appreciation. But that doesn't mean that it's not part of my strategy as a real estate investor. The tax benefits of rentals cannot be overstated, particularly in the one big bill or whatever it is it's going to be passed by the Senate in the next month or so. Is the is the is cost segregation bonus depreciation coming back to us at 100%, and then it's going to be a huge incentive to go out and buy those rentals because the government incentivizes us to do the things that it doesn't want to do, and housing is one of those things, and hopefully it'll always be owned by the mom and pops, and therefore the tax incentives come. So I just want to just get on here, and because I know sometimes people get a little taken aback and they push back and they say rentals are great, and I don't dispute that. I just dispute that I just dispute that they're a place to grow your wealth. You can create it, and I give you an example of this. Let's say you create a situation where you create $30,000 of equity on a refi. You bought something for $100,000, or excuse me, you bought something that's worth $100,000, and you all in for $70,000, and you go to a bank and you get that refi back out, and you get all your $70,000 back. Now you're basically into that property for free, and you have $30,000 worth of equity. What a fantastic way to create wealth. It's not just it doesn't just appear. You have to do a lot of sweat equity to get it. I'm not saying you don't work for it, because you do, but it is a wonderful way to take a kicker and create that wealth, especially because when you create that wealth and equity, you don't pay taxes on it. We all talk about taxes all the time and how important that is. But I'll tell you, as a guy who's owned a lot of rentals in his life, you probably make around $6,000 a year off of a rental. And that includes cash flow, that includes um, your amortization table. You make around $6,000 a year. So if you have in year one where you have $30,000 of wealth of equity, and you're making $6,000 in profit off of that, you're getting a 20% return. And that's a fantastic return. And anytime you can place your money where you can get a 20% return, ding, ring it up. You should absolutely do that every time. The issue, though, is every day after that day, your return on that equity shrinks. So let's say you hold that property, hold it for like 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. And now that equity is worth $100,000. Now you have $100,000 of equity in this home, and it's great. It's a great way to have created that wealth. But you're still probably only earning about $6,000. Rent might have gone up a little bit. It goes up with inflation, but then so do expenses, like your insurance goes up, your taxes go up, like the cost of the toilet that you have to repair goes up. Like there are offsetting things to that in the inflation. So you're still making about $6,000 a year off of that rental. But now you're making $6,000 a year off of $100,000 worth of equity. You're only earning a 6% return. And if you have created a large rental portfolio, which you absolutely should do, it does become a point where you start to look at that. Hey, you're worth millions of dollars over here on paper, but you're only growing that millions of dollars at 5 and 6%, and sometimes as small as 4%. And that's not a way to grow money or grow wealth to that next level. And that is why I talk about lending. That's why I think lending is a really good solution to this problem. It's more efficient. It's not subjected to the whims of the market. We've seen a great period of appreciation in the last 14 years, but starting this year, we're going to start to see maybe even a little bit of deflation on those prices, where we're going to see prices even come down. So they won't even keep up with inflation. Even if inflation is low, I think it's like 1.8% right now, which is extremely low, which is great. But if you're going to go negative, then you're not even keeping up with inflation, and then you're not growing that equity and you're not growing that wealth at all. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. And sometimes people take it as I'm just trying to crush on rentals, and I'm not. I think rentals are awesome. I love them. I will continue to buy them. They are into a little bit of a headwind right now of, hey, you're not going to get the appreciation over the next couple of years. Hey, the interest rates are really high, so it's hard to cash flow. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, but I do think right now the biggest reason to do it are the tax implications that are coming with it. Anyway, I just want to get on there because I don't know, everybody thinks I'm crushing on rentals all the time, and I'm not. All right, everybody have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.